What's going on, y'all? I know it's been a while. I haven't made a video, but this was just on my mind. This is actually my first time actually talking about a sports video, football, in general. But this is basically a rant here. It's about Jameis Winston's days in Tampa are numbered, pretty much. After that performance yesterday against the Bengals, it was just flat out terrible. And I'm in one of the defenders of Jameis Winston, from all the controversy and stuff was going about him. But that performance yesterday, it was just flat out. That was the last thing he needed to play basically his worst game ever, college or NFL, maybe high school. That was just one of the worst performances ever he probably ever played. I mean, 4 interceptions. And then that third interception where you could see the Cameron Brate, the tight end, there was nobody around him in the area, and Jameis Winston, he just overshoot him. It was like, what the? How could that happen? I really don't. It's just, I don't know. Winston, it's just like it's not coming together with him. It's just like his arm, his talent, and trying to understand the defense or whatever. It's not clicking. It just seems, it just not working. It's not like he did all his bad throws. He'll make a couple of bad throws here and there in every game, but it seemed like all his bad throws were in that one particular game, and he couldn't afford that. And then eventually he got benched for Fitzpatrick, who ended up tying the damn game, almost won the damn thing. That just shows you right there. I mean, I couldn't defend that. But it's just. It was a pretty bad performance, and from the looks of it, from where I stand, Jameis Winston does not deserve to be on that field for the rest of the season. I think that's how bad that performance was. I mean, looked like he should be third on depth chart. If Fitzpatrick stinks, that don't mean, oh, let's put Winston back in there. Now I know it hasn't been an announcement yet that who's going to be starting next week against the Panthers. That's the game I'm going to be going live, by the way. But I know it hasn't been announced yet, but it's more likely that Fitzpatrick will end up being the starter from now on for the rest of the season, because Winston, he threw an interception in every game this season. And mind you that he missed 3 games. He missed the first 3 games, and he already has 10 interceptions. I mean, there's no defending that. I mean, with Winston, what the thing to me, it wasn't all the interceptions that really bothered me. It's at times that he's careless with the ball. I mean, bad snaps with the center, the bad handoffs, this basic stuff that it just boggles my mind of why he keeps struggling. Why he keeps struggling with this stuff. And it seems like it's just not working, So I don't know what's going to happen with Winston. They might bring him back next year, but if they do, they're going to give him $20 million. I think that's what it is. And I don't think he deserved that money. I don't know what they do. They might end up trading him. They could potentially cut him. That's a possibility. But as for Winston himself, it was just a horrible performance, but sometimes that's just how it is. And we just have, as the team, can't afford a bad performance like that each and every week with the quarterback that is holding the team down, And I'm not saying Fitzpatrick. We know about Fitzpatrick. He's erratic with the ball as well, but not to the level that Winston has shown. You got to have some stability. But also, just because Winston is on the bench now doesn't mean that all the team is going to be automatically better. The Buccaneers still overall is a bad team. The defense, they give too many choke yard plays. They don't make hardly any turnovers. JPP seems like the only one who's getting sacks. If we didn't have him, our defense, well, they're already terrible, but they could be even worse if we didn't have JPP. So just let you know. And the penalties, the mind-boggling penalties, that seems to be an ongoing thing with this team for years. It's just bad. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's just a bad team, and I love the Buccaneers, So I know some of y'all may think, oh, I'm a Winston defender, but the thing is, I'm a Buccaneer fan first and foremost. I was a Buccaneer fan before Winston got on the team, and I'm going to continue to be a Buccaneer fan when he leaves. So get that straight. No one team, no one person is bigger than my Buccaneers. So if we have to move on from Winston after this year, then so be it. You know, and something's just going to have to change. And Dirk Cutter himself, he's on the hot seat as well. In my opinion, I think at the end of the season, we're going to have to start from scratch. There's going to be a lot of new faces. It's the only way you have to do. And then you have to look at the fact there's no really high prospects of quarterbacks coming in this year's draft. I mean, hell, we could be a shitty team for the next another 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's going to be that bad. You see the other teams. You see Carolina, they balling. The Saints, they're balling. The Falcons, they're still pretty good. But us, we're still lagging way in the bottom. And that's going to continue to happen. Because there's no real significant improvements from this damn team. It's really bad. So that's all I have to say, about this. If you like the video, appreciate, clicking like. If you dislike the video, feel free to do that and tell me why you disagree with this. But it seems to me as of now, Winston's days in Tampa Bay are numbered.